So, the 2024 election took an unforeseen turn in July when Joe Biden announced his withdrawal from the presidential race. Citing health concerns and a desire to spend more time with family, Biden's departure left the Democratic Party, well, scrambling for a new nominee. Kamala Harris, his vice president, quickly emerged as the frontrunner. She inherited the weight of the Biden administration's successes and failures, all while facing an electorate already feeling the fatigue of a nation grappling with political and economic uncertainty. Harris's campaign launch was met with, a mix of hope and skepticism. Democrats hoped she could energize the base and appeal to undecided voters. However, she also faced an uphill battle against a familiar foe, Donald Trump. The former president, fueled by a sense of unfinished business and a loyal base of supporters, had never truly left the political stage. His return to the campaign trail reignited the deep divisions that had come to define American politics. The 2024 election was shaping up to be a referendum not just on the future of the country, but on its very identity. Could Harris navigate the complexities of the moment and unite a fractured nation? Or would Trump, with his brand of populist rhetoric and promises to make America great again, reclaim the White House? The stage was set for a tumultuous election season. The 2024 campaign trail was, frankly, a relentless battleground. Harris faced criticism from both sides of the aisle. Republicans painted her as a radical leftist, while some progressives questioned her commitment to their ideals. She struggled to shake off the perception of being a political insider, out of touch with the everyday concerns of Americans. Trump, on the other hand, played to his base with familiar fervor. He tapped into the anxieties and frustrations of those who felt left behind by the political establishment. His rallies were a sea of red hats and fervent chants of USA, USA. He painted a picture of America in decline, a nation teetering on the brink of disaster, and positioned himself as the only one who could save it. One particularly damaging moment for Harris came during an interview on The View. When pressed on policy specifics, she stumbled, unable to articulate clear differences between her vision and Biden's previous administration. The clip went viral, weaponized by the Trump campaign as evidence of her lack of preparedness and vision. And when the dust settled on Election Day 2024, it was Donald Trump who emerged victorious. He had successfully painted Harris as a continuation of the status quo, a flawed system that he argued had failed the American people. His message resonated with a significant portion of the electorate, propelling him back to the Oval Office for a second, non-consecutive term. Trump's return to power was met with, well, a mixture of trepidation and anticipation. His supporters cheered his every move, while his detractors braced themselves for a turbulent 4 years. True to form, Trump wasted no time in making his presence felt on the world stage. One of his first acts as president was to impose sweeping tariffs on imports, a move that sent shockwaves through the global economy. Trump argued that these tariffs were necessary to protect American jobs and industries. However, critics warned that they would lead to higher prices for consumers and spark a trade war. Trump also doubled down on his hardline immigration policies. He reinstated the Remain in Mexico policy for asylum seekers and implemented stricter border security measures. His administration came under intense scrutiny after reports emerged of migrant families being separated at the border. The international community watched with a mix of concern and bewilderment as Trump reasserted his America First agenda. Allies questioned the reliability of the United States as a global partner, while adversaries seized on the opportunity to advance their own interests. As Trump settled back into the Oval Office, it became clear that his second term would be anything but ordinary. Legal challenges stemming from his previous presidency continued to mount, casting a shadow over his administration. The lawsuit filed by the exonerated five, stemming from his inflammatory comments during the campaign, gained momentum, adding to the sense of chaos and uncertainty surrounding his presidency. Meanwhile, the economic consequences of Trump's policies began to take hold. The tariffs he imposed led to retaliatory measures from other countries, hurting American businesses and consumers. Inflation rose, and the stock market experienced periods of volatility. As the year 2025 progressed, America found itself at a crossroads. The nation was deeply divided, grappling with economic uncertainty and facing a world increasingly wary of its actions. The question on everyone's mind was, what would become of America under Trump's leadership? The answer, it seemed, was far from clear. One thing was certain: the next 4 years would be anything but predictable.